Hey YouTube, it's time for day 3 of 31 Days of Tarot, and the question for today is, what are your favorite, is it favorite? Top 5 Oracle decks of 2019. I interpret that as favorite. So this was actually hard for me last year because I had only acquired, I don't remember if it was 5 or fewer than 5, but I hadn't acquired that many Oracle decks, and I got a lot more in 2019. And Oracle is actually something that I haven't worked with nearly as much as I would like, and so I've been sort of looking at different resources. Kasha of Tarot Map has a course that's interesting about this. Some other folks have some free stuff up on YouTube about combining Tarot and Oracle, or just how to use Oracle cards on their own, and so that is something I want to get into more in 2020. But I have used it some, so I can show you my top 5 decks. One I don't have in my hands right now because, long story, it's just going to be annoying to get to at the moment. But one is the Astrology Arcana, Arcana of Astrology Arcana. Now I'm doubting myself, but it's made by Black and the Moon. You've probably seen images on Instagram. They're like little tan cards with just a planet or a symbol. I had always loved those on Instagram, and I just find that to be a great deck for working with astrology, not just studying it, but actually pulling, because I do know the astrological astrological, what is the word I'm looking for? Y'all have to forgive me this month, because honestly, as I go further into chronic illness, I also have brain fog, pretty bad. So the point is, I see the thing and I know what it is, and so if I pull like Gemini, at a moment, or Mars, I intuitively know what that's telling me. So I love that one. One that has gotten a lot of praise online is the Botanical deck by Jessica Bott, who is amazing, whose decks are really hard to find. I'm putting out energy into the universe for an Idiosyncradeck. But this one, I was able to, I think, back on Kickstarter or pre-order, something like that. And it is beautiful. I'm putting it in the Oracle category. It is technically a tarot. It's a tarot. That's exactly what it is. It's technically a tarot and an oracle. I am now going to call all of those decks tarot. Botanical, the Cosmos, we're going to start calling them tarocles now. You heard it here first. But anyway, there are basically 2 different systems acting at the same time. I love this vector art. It's actually really inspiring to me as I'm learning vector art, to see how beautiful it can be. But it's a plant-based deck, but there are basically 2 systems. There's a tarot system where the suits are renamed, and then there's also an oracle system, so there's a whole nother slew of suits that are contained in here. You can use it as 2 separate decks. I use it as a single deck, but I love it. I want to study this more. One of the things I want to do in my depth year is actually to study this system and to learn it really well so that I can work with it more easily. Another one that I love from a much loved creator is the Empty Cup Oracle. So this is from the creator of the Sassy Raibito tarot deck. It is Stasia Burrington. It is really good cardstock if you're a cardstock person, but it is self-care oriented, but not light and fuzzy. It's very deep, very meaningful. It's a single word per card kind of deck, so you do have to look at the guidebook. But I don't know what to say about it. It just has a really unique place, I think, in Oracle decks. This one, it's called the Fox Universe Tarot, but you can see that it's actually a self-care oracle. So these are totally recreated suits. They're not renamed. They're actually suits that are related to self-care. I was so excited. I told everyone when this was on Kickstarter, I was like, please back this deck because I need it. The whole thing is it's self-care themed, but again, not fluffy. It's self-care in the sense of hitting all of the different things. There's a suit of spoons, of all things. A suit of spoons! This deck is just, I can't. I will cry if I talk about this deck. I haven't actually used it that much yet, but like I mentioned, I'm going through this kind of chronic illness experience and coming to terms with that, and I think this deck is going to be an amazing partner in that journey. The last one, really haven't worked with, but I know it very well because I've seen a million people use it, everyone's got this, but if you don't, Roots and Wings, really good, really earthy. I actually got it because I was backing the Brady Tarot, and Catherine told me that this pairs super well with the Brady. Catherine's at Hypatia Tarot, so if you want to check out her channel, she uses those two together, and so I was like, all right, great, I will get this, both because I really want it and because it's a companion for that deck that is coming to me this year. So that's it. That's my top 5 Oracle decks for 2019. Leave a comment if you have any questions about these decks or you want to share yours. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue to see what's going on in my 31 days of tarot.